Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm happy to introduce another Clary's wig that we're going to be bringing to the site. This is the Oak Park, and the color I'm wearing is called 1610. 1610 is really cool. A 10 is sort of like a light sandy brown color. Now you probably noticed right off the bat that a 16 in human hair is going to be quite a bit warmer and not quite as ashy as on synthetic. That's actually very normal in human hair, and it's particularly true of these virgin colors. I mean, really super ashy colors are really fashion, and you kind of have to dye them in most cases to get them to look like that. So this, while being a slightly cooler blend, does have some warm tones in it. I think it looks very natural and very pretty on. I had to bring Oak Park to the site because I love the length of it. Plus, this wig has a naturally wavy texture. So it's actually been blown out. The people at Clary's will style the wig before they send it to you. So this one's been blown out already, but if you get it wet and scrunch it with your fingers, you will end up with a really beautiful natural wave. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 360 so I can show you Oak Park on all sides. I think this one's so freaking adorable, and the length is so manageable. It's very flattering, especially on inverted triangle and heart-shaped faces. I could also see this one working out pretty well for round faces because the bulk of the volume due to the texture happens down here. It's not all over. But you know, don't get it twisted. This is a very full wig. It has a lot of hair on it. A lot of these shadles, which are wigs made specifically for Jewish women who are Orthodox and want a head covering. These wigs are very well made, but they do have a lot of hair on them. So if you find that intimidating, you may want to take this to a stylist to have it thinned out for you. The front on Oak Park is about 11 inches, give or take. The sides and the overall length in the back is about 14 inches. And then the nape is approximately 6.5. So this is a great little shoulder skimming, naturally wavy, virgin human hair bob. This also has a really luscious French top, and while it does not come right off the bat with a lace front, you can special order a lace front to be custom added to the front of the wig. What Clary's will do usually is they will ship you the wig without the lace front. You can check it out, see if you like it, and then send it back. They'll put the lace front on it, and that way you know it's exactly the way you want it. And Clary's is really good with working with you to make sure that it's exactly how you want it when you order that lace front. That's why it costs so much. But the thing is, like, you'll get it exactly the way you want it. If it's not the way you want it, they'll fix it for you. It's pretty fantastic. Their customer service is wonderful, and we're really happy to be partnering with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the little vignette I made many moons ago about the interior of the caps on the Clary's line and why the hair is so special. And then after that's all over, I'll meet you back here for a conclusion. I wanted to take a moment to show you how effortless these Clary wigs are to take care of. In this particular instance, this is my wig. This is a Clary's runway, the regular runway, not the runway long, in the color 3032. This is a wig that I have washed not once, but twice to make sure all any silicone from the factory was washed off, and I let it air dry. And then all I did, by the way, on this particular wig, I used Beauty Mark products to wash it. So the only products I put on in terms of like shine serums or glossers, I put a little bit of the Beauty Mark Shine Serum on the ends, and then I put Simply Stylin' Silicone Serum on the wig before it dried while it was still damp, and brushed it through with a Jon Renau paddle brush. Then I scrunched it gently with my fingers to kind of get a really nice wavy texture, and then I just let it go. And so let me show you what this looks like with that minimal amount of muss and fuss and absolutely zero heat styling. So if you're a human hair lover, you may be like, why should I buy these Clary's wigs? Well, it's because you can air dry them and run your fingers through them afterwards. That's a big plus. they're not super hard to take care of. You just have to put a little bit of maybe some kind of humidity protectant on them. That's basically all human hair, because I mean, I live in Georgia. The minute I walk outside, my glasses fog up in the summer. So it's like a jungle, literally, outside. So a little bit of something like that Simply Stylin' I mentioned, just brush it through while it's damp. That ought to be enough to protect it from the elements so it doesn't frizz up while you're walking out and about. And by the way, this has been outside a couple times since then, and I can still run my fingers through it. Look at that. Look at that. I can run my fingers through this and it feels really good still. It didn't get all frizzy and puffy, and the natural texture on this runway combined with the cut, with the layering, is just really pretty. So this is what this one looks like when you take minimal care of it, and you only have to wash it and let it dry like this, just for the record, for probably about twice a month, maybe, if you wear this every day. You don't have to wash this one every day. And you want to make sure you give your wig ample time to dry if you plan to air dry it, because that extra layer of material in the French top, the same goes with all French tops by the way, will make it dry a little bit more slowly. And this is the big deal in the 16, 12, 10. Again, this is my wig. I have washed this wig not once, not twice, but 3 times to see if it would poof up and get all frizzy and gross. And while I did experience a little bit of tangling with some of the blonde hair, and I think honestly it's because that blonde hair's got a little bit more of a fine denier than the rest of the hair in this particular composition, I still think it's virgin hair. It still feels really nice, and this air dried. This texture, this is air dried. Pretty nice, right? So it's still in pretty great shape. I can still run my fingers through it, as you can see here. I don't want to too much though, because I like the waves and the curls in this one. And what I did to get this particular curl pattern, this is not the natural curl pattern of this particular wig, but curly and wavy wigs, I don't know if you have naturally curly hair, but it doesn't matter what kind of curl pattern you put in it, they will hold it very easily. You don't really have to apply heat. So in this case, I took a little bit of, by the way, I used Jon Renau's Argan Luxury products when I washed this all 3 times, and it turned out great. So when you want to style this or let it dry overnight, I took a little bit of Simply Stylin' Silicone Serum, not the spray, but the actual concentrated serum. I put it on my hands while the wig was still wet, and I ran it through this wig, and then I took the Jon Renau paddle brush and thoroughly brushed it gently, brushed it all the way through the hair, and then I took about 1-inch sections of the hair and I twisted it. And I just let it, you know, because it held. I didn't have to, you know, pin it in place or anything. I just did that all the way around the wig, and this is the texture I ended up with. You know, I just loosely combed it out with my fingers to get it to look a little bit more like boho waves. But how easy is that? This is no heat styling, no like gunky, stiff products. This is how it dried. So beautiful wigs. Great texture on this big deal. I do want to mention though that when you wash this wig a few times, the flex comb is only glued in, so it might come loose. I had that experience with this particular big deal. That in and of itself though, not actually a big deal, because you could just sew the flex comb in with a needle and thread if you really want it in there. So for the price and the quality of hair you're getting, this is pretty excellent. This wig is the Smooth River by Clary's, and again, this is my personal wig that I have washed twice just to kind of test it out, see how it works. And this is its texture when you air dry it. Now I did apply a little bit of Simply Stylin' to it, and I did spray a little bit of MV Renew and Repair at the end specifically because you know, human hair wigs are all a little bit different. They're as individual as the people who grew the hair and what they ate, where they live, how they slept, what their hormones were like. So I mean, even if it is virgin hair, every wig's gonna behave a little bit differently. And I've noticed that this particular wig, the hair's a little bit more coarse. That's not really abnormal for a naturally wavy head of red hair that grows naturally. You know, that if you've ever met a natural redhead, that's kind of how that goes. So, you know, the hair texture doesn't bother me, and in fact, it didn't frizz out when I went outside and walked around with it. It still looks really nice. But just bear in mind, you may want to put a little bit of some kind of humidity protectant on the ends specifically so it doesn't get real fuzzy. This wig has a ton of hair on it. It moves beautifully, as you can tell. I can't stop putting my fingers through it. And this was air dried. So before I do anything else, let me show you how Smooth River looks after you've washed her a couple times and air dried her. This color is luscious. Smooth River is a beautiful wig. She's very popular. But if you like easy boho waves, I think that the big deal that's hanging out on the mannequin head back there is probably your best bet, to be perfectly honest. You know, in most cases, if you're going for European virgin human hair, you're gonna spend a lot more than you will on these Clary's wigs. So for what you're getting, for the hair quality, for that French top, and everything else, and the longevity you're gonna get with one of these wigs, I think this is a beautiful investment. That's why I personally now own 5 of them. I own 5 of them. I've been binging on them, and I've been washing them, playing with them, heat styling them, just kind of going to town with them, so that way I could test them out to tell you how they wear. And they wear really easily, and they're really, really nice. So I do think that, you know, if you're saving your pennies for a rainy day to get some very nice human hair, this is a pretty safe bet, really. And the colors that are on our website are all colors I have personally tested. So if you have any questions at all, please be sure to contact our help desk. That's just support@cysterwigs.zendesk.com. And now let's finish out this video. So that's all she wrote for the Oak Park by Clary's wigs. Again, this is a beautiful virgin human hair wig with a naturally wavy texture and a beautiful shoulder skimming length. For reference, I'm 5'8" tall. So if you wonder, you know, how this might sit on you, check out those measurements with your tape measure to make sure that it's gonna hit you in the right places. I think this one's glorious though, and I love the 1610. It's very natural, very beautiful. And you can kind of see the shimmery sort of iridescence of the color as it moves. Oh, I love that. That's one of the things about human hair that you just can't replicate with synthetic. You can't even really replicate it with dyed human hair a lot of the time, especially in these more like natural looking colors. But man, these virgin colors really excel at having that sort of shimmery, beautiful iridescence. So I'm Heather from CysterWigs.com. That's CysterWigs.com. We're always working hard to bring the best of the best to our website. So if you have any suggestions about products that are really awesome human hair that you think we should carry, be sure to leave it in the comments. We check those out. And as you know, as far as the Clarys go, it's one of those things where if I wouldn't wear it, I wouldn't offer it. And I would wear this in a heartbeat. It's really, really cute. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Bye-bye.